Good evening, everyone. My name is Tandy McBride. I'm a leader with the Body Shop at Home here in the United States. Very pleased to welcome my US and my soon-to-be Canada teams tonight for a workshop, a weekly workshop, the first one of our series. Tonight, we are going to be learning about vision boards, and we have some great tips on how to set goals. In January, this is always a great time to reset and to look ahead in the year to come. So let me do a little screen share here and we'll get started. Okay, can you all see my screen okay? Thank you. So again, tonight's topic is vision boards. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about what a vision board is. Let me hide my controls so that I can go to the next. There we go. So what is a vision board? It's pretty simple. It's a visual representation of your goals and intentions. Typically, you can use a poster board or a bulletin board and make a collage of powerful images, words, and phrases that bring joy and have meaning to you. How does it work? Well, if you are intentional with your goals and spend time daily, this is the important part, reminding yourself how you feel when you achieve these goals, your subconscious finds a way to get you there. There's a science behind success, and it is used by athletes, coaches, business people, successful people, goal-setting people just like us every day of the year. It's proven to work if you think about Olympic athletes who are training for the Olympics, and they might be a runner and they're visualizing themselves running. When you visualize with your brain, you tell your brain that you can and will do something, your brain finds a way to do that. So how do you create a vision board? First, if you're doing this along with the workshop, you'll need a few supplies. If you want to come back and do this later, please gather either a cork board or a poster board, your choice of the size. Pen and paper for the goal setting step. Now, a lot of people don't know this step is so important. I feel like a lot of people just go straight to the collage and cutting out pictures out of magazines. We are going to go through the actual goal setting stage and why this is so important. Of course, you'll need the scissors, bulletin board pins, glue, and I like washi tape because it's cute little designs and you can kind of collage up your board and make it pleasing to your eye as well. Of course, you'll want to also save some photographs, magazine clippings, maybe you print out some things from the internet, phrases and words that have meanings to you. Also, very important part of this process is to have a time set aside to do this. You don't want to be doing this in the middle of cooking dinner, for example. There's a lot of intention that goes into this process, so put it on your calendar and set aside some time to work on your vision board. It helps if you have a peaceful work area that's clear of distractions and set the mood of how you want to feel there. Do you want to listen to dance music or relaxing classical music? Maybe have some flowers near you. I've got some pretty flowers right now. I've been keeping the fresh greens and flowers in my office lately. It just brings me so much joy. And of course, a glass of water, cup of tea, cup of coffee, glass of wine, something to put yourself at ease while you are going through this exercise. Now, the goal setting worksheet, I'll make a worksheet for you, but if this helps you to kind of go through it in your mind what the process is, you're going to think of personal and business goals. Now, why do I say to put your personal goals together with your business goals? First of all, most of us are going to have our vision board at home. This isn't something you have at an office with colleagues. So putting your personal goals and making it personal to you will help your mind to not separate that all of these things are important to you. You might have personal goals such as strengthening your upper body strength, or spending more time with your family outdoors, or organizing your closet. Your business goals might be a certain income level or a certain achievement or a certain title. Why do I say within 12 months? This is also very important for vision boards. If you set a goal that's too far out into the future, and let's say this goal is to buy a mansion, for example. If that is not a reasonable goal in your life to achieve in the next 12 months, your mind immediately is going to tell you all of the ways you cannot do that. Okay. And the same thing, if it's a health and fitness goal, if your goal is to become a gold medal weightlifter, you might be able to get there in the next 12 months, but there's processes that you need to go through to get to some of these longer term goals. So let's separate those out right now and remember that we are making a vision board short term, which is in the next 12 months. A dream board you can always have, and that's something aspirational beyond what you can imagine right now, but something that you would love to do someday. You'd love to be a princess, or you'd love to travel the world in a hot air balloon. Whatever the wonderful magical things are, put those on your dream board. Okay. Now, on this worksheet, you'll need to sit down and sketch out some SMART goals. Raise your hand if you've heard of the acronym SMART in regards to goals before. Okay, I love it. So to recap, the SMART, your goals need to be specific, okay? Measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. And I just touched on some of that, but if you're just starting out in a business and you say, I would like to reach the top of the career plan in 3 months, that's probably not likely. Again, and if it's not attainable and not reasonable, your brain is going to shut down and you won't be able to do even the smallest step. Okay. Not to say not to dream big, we can dream big, but let's think about SMART goals. Okay, so on this piece of paper, I'd like you to write down on your different categories that you're picking: health, family, business, finances, wherever it is, jot down your SMART goals. And again, having the measurable and timely part of a goal is also very important, because if you don't have an end result and an end date when you'd like to accomplish something, it just becomes, again, a dream. So put a date on it and write that down on your sheet. Now, you may not have heard of this step when you're talking about goal setting. Think of the obstacles. And you say, why would you think of obstacles when you're trying to be positive and be in this mindset? If you, in the planning process, when you were sitting down in your logical mind with your cup of tea and your music playing and your clear desk, think of the potential obstacles that you may have in each of these particular goals. Let's say you want to be a doctor. One obstacle may be you don't have a medical degree. Now, does that mean you cannot achieve this? Clearly not. You can, write down the steps for you to get a medical degree. So if that is a goal that you have, with any of your goals, pick out some of the potential obstacles now. And also write down what steps you can and will take to overcome these. Okay. This way you're training your brain to be solutions oriented from the start with your goal setting process. Does that make sense? Now, this part is also very important when you talk about the science of success. And this is, I'll say this again a few times in this presentation. It's how will you feel when you achieve this goal? If you attach an emotion to this goal, and it's so overwhelmingly joyful or emotional, or you're just so eager for it, your brain will train itself to want that more than anything. But nobody else can dangle that carrot for you. It has to be something that you want. And you may have heard, with different companies, to find your why. This is part of that equation. It's really finding why you want that goal and how will you feel when you achieve that goal. I'm looking at my messy master bedroom here. I'm working in a corner of my bedroom during this COVID time. I look at my bedroom and I imagine the feeling of having an organized, lovely, clean closet with clothes that fit and make me feel good. I'm not looking at that corner saying, oh, it stresses me out looking at the pile of unfolded laundry and, oh, I'm not doing a good job as a mom because I can't do it all. If you are thinking about the feelings that, the negative feelings and the feelings in the hurdle stage, you're not going to want to have anything to do with that corner. Okay. So think long and hard about the feeling you want to achieve, you want to feel when you achieve each one of these goals. Okay. And you can see I'm being very, very broad strokes on some of this because I want this workshop to relate to different areas of your life. Okay. This is not specifically to Body Shop. Okay. So let me let a few more people in here. Awesome. Now, the fun part and the part that I feel a lot of people skip to, okay? Did any of you bring magazines or have an idea of clippings or photographs or power words? Or maybe you received a greeting card in the mail from a friend and it resonates with you. After this meeting, you'll sit down and make a little pile of those, okay? A lot of people, again, skip right to this stage. That's the fun of Pinterest, I think, where people pin things that they love. But when we start with the goals, now you're going to flip through those magazines, you're going to do internet search, and you're going to look for a visual representation for each one of those goals. See how I flipped that? Okay, so you're going to look at that worksheet and then find something to represent that. Again, where can you find these things? You might just do a Google search for, pick out something that it is your goal. If your goal was weightlifting, you might look at you might subscribe to, or you might look online for different fitness magazines. Okay. And there might be someone that you look up to that they have a story that you love, or they have, a physique that you want to try to get your body to that physique, or what have you. Again, a visual representation that, again, it has that strong feeling, how you will feel now when you look at that image. It's that emotion being evoked when you look at that image, okay? This one's a little bit tricky, and there's a nuance here I really want you to pay attention to, and that is your intentions. Be very careful in the words and images you select for this process. You are feeding your mind. These are ingredients in this recipe of success for your next 12 months, okay? Again, focus on what you want to feel, not on what you want to avoid. How many of you have been scrolling the internet and you see the motivational posts and the memes, and it's beautiful and you get the point, but you're like, they use a lot of can't and don't words in that. I don't know if that ever strikes a chord with you, but just because it's a motivational meme doesn't mean that it's going to get you there, okay? Let me put an example in this. If you say, I would love the feeling of waking up on a spring day, walking out to my backyard, cutting a bouquet of fresh flowers and setting that bouquet on my table. I would love to smell those flowers. I would love to experience the colors. I would love to live in a place where I could have a garden. So you're starting to plant this imagery of something that you want. If you are saying, I live in Arizona, I can't plant a garden out here because it's too hot to grow anything. Again, the can't, won't, don't is not how you're going to get there. Okay? So just be intentional when you pick out the images that you use and the words that you use on your vision board. Okay? It's something that you're going to see every day. If you think about it, Madison Avenue, different advertising Mongols have been very intentional in the words that they put across the television screen and the internet and our newspapers and our magazines for years. You are advertising to yourself, so pick those words carefully. Okay. And you can see I just picked a few images here of a home and a woman doing some exercise and some travel photos, but obviously you'll pick something that means more to you. Okay. Now, how do we put this into action? Well, you can see on the left here, there's an example of someone's vision board. Okay, to see how someone does this is helpful. And again, there's no wrong or right way to do this. You can see in this vision board, There's words of magic and be an inspiration, grateful and thankful. The entrepreneurial mindset, feel the joy, happiness, love, and spirit in a happy place on the rise. Those are the things that I'm drawn to when I look at this. I can see also that this person has, a car and a baby and different colors and images and things that are important to them. So whatever it is that rings true to you will be important. So I chose the words for our action plan specifically. You will create, enjoy, and connect. This is really just my way of saying your to-do list here. You're going to arrange your vision board images, words, and phrases before you secure them, okay? You'll lay it out and you'll have fun with it. If you can, try to be clean and neat with this process. When you're cutting, be mindful of the cuts so that you don't have a lot of jagged edges or excess piece of paper. And when you place things on your board, you don't want things upside down and sideways and jumbled and covering each other and illegible. The feeling that is evoked when you look at this should be calm, neat, organized, and it should bring you joy. Okay. You'll keep this near your desk or somewhere that you will see it every day. Maybe it's next to your dresser where you get dressed in the morning, somewhere that you know you'll see it every single day. And you will spend 30 seconds of intention with this board. Do you think that's something you could do? 30 seconds? Okay. It doesn't sound like much, does it? But when you look back at the last 20 some days of the year, how many seconds of a day have you spent intentionally, without distraction, thinking about how you want to live your life and what you want in the coming year, coming months and coming year? It doesn't take long, but it's such an important way, not only starting your day out right with the intentions you want for the day, getting your mind trained to be up here, because we all have that roller coaster. We all go up, we all go down. But again, the part of making this beautiful and something that brings you joy is this should not be a chore. This should be something lovely and a few seconds really of your day every morning. Okay. Now we're going to go a little beyond the vision board and talk about tangible aspects of your goal setting. Rewarding yourself. How many of you are parents or teachers or have a pet like a dog? Raise your hand. So we know about rewards. Okay, we know about training our puppy and giving a reward. We know about rewarding kids. If you're a teacher, oh boy, you know this, right? But do you reward yourself? And how important is it to reward yourself? It is so important. I just took a little quote off of brainfacts.org. I'll read that to you here. Any object, event, or activity can be a reward if it motivates us, causes us to learn, or elicits pleasurable feelings. The answer lies in the brain circuitry known as the reward system. The regions of the brain comprising the reward system use the neurotransmitter dopamine to communicate. So really what that means is when you do good things and reward yourself, you're going to get that shot of dopamine in your brain and you're going to feel good, okay? Making yourself feel good, whether that's having a chocolate after a long hour of studying or having that fancy Starbucks after cleaning the house. I mean, it doesn't always have to be a food reward, right? But I like food rewards. It could simply be, we're going to do a family game night once a week if the kids keep the living room clean, whatever it is. But in this instance, when you're talking about your vision board, you're going to go back to that list of goals. And if one of the goals was let's talk about the body shop. If one of your goals is to start building your customer base and to set parties or to build a team, you're going to have put those steps down of what you need to do to get there. And you are going to reward yourself. You're going to say, and make them very easy, okay? You can put it on a little chart. You're going to say, I am going to reward myself when I speak to 3 people about this business this week, whatever it is. Some of you are already building teams, and that's fantastic. Some of you have been here for quite some time and are more than anxious to get started now, and I totally understand that. But this moment, as we move forward with the training process, I want you to stop and reward yourself every little so often, okay? So if that means I'm going to make my business page and then I'm going to reward myself with whatever it is, then please do that, because we don't always get those extrinsic rewards, especially as an adult who is not in school. You need to pat yourself on the back, and you need to give yourself that little shot of dopamine. Okay. Now, when you're working out, you get that automatically. As a run, you're physically giving yourself that boost you need. So just keep that in mind. So how do you motivate yourself when you're down here? How many of you have ever had a to-do list that you just don't want to look at? You can't get through it. You've built it up into something just ridiculously bigger than it is. And I mean, you could help somebody else with that same to-do list and you'd whiz through it because it's no big deal. There's no motion. You're just helping your friend organize their kitchen, whatever it is. But when it's your to-do list and it's your mountain of motivation that you have to climb, it can be so overwhelming. So I just say, if you procrastinate doing something, it can often take more energy than actually doing the thing, right? I'm guilty. So these 3 notes I want you to write down. I might even put these 3 things on my vision board because I feel so strongly about them. And I'd like to come back and talk about some of these later. Consistent, focused activity. Okay, what does that mean? Consistent, focused activity. In any goal-setting atmosphere, in any plan that you have, consistent, focused activity is so important. If you're on a sports team, if you're writing a book, if you're starting a business, if you do not do a little bit every single day, oh, I just did a don't, didn't I? I'm going to flip that around. If you do a little bit every day, you will go forward, okay? And that's focused activity. We're going to talk about scheduling power hours. How many of you have ever scheduled a power hour or have a time blocking? Okay, good. I see some hands up. So scheduling a power hour, the magic of this is, put it this way, sometimes, again, things just take so long because you have to do all the extraneous thinking about it, getting your work area prepped, being interrupted. At home, I call them up downs. I have a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old, so I'm doing up downs all the time. In fact, they apologize now. Mom, I'm sorry for the up downs, getting me another glass of water. Like, it's fine. Your power hours, if possible, are uninterrupted time. And we talked about that with making your vision board. If you can set aside a power hour, whatever frequency that needs to be for your goal, it might be, for example, 1 hour a week, I will schedule out social media posts on all of my channels for the following week. You'd be surprised at how much you can get done when you do have a power hour instead of, okay, every single day I'm going to post something on social media. Because you still have to make the cup of coffee, sit down, log in, figure out what you're going to post. You spend so much more time doing that thing when you're not doing it as a power hour than had you sat down with a focused activity. We've been remodeling this house for like 10 years, and my husband's uncle used to come over quite a bit and do different things, staining the doors or helping us drywall or whatever it was. And I'd joke that sometimes he wanted to come over and just work for an hour. And I'd say, you know, if you came over and worked for 5 hours one day instead of an hour a day for 5 days, we'd get so much more done, because you know how long it takes to clean a paint bucket? The prep time and the getting yourself psyched up time can just take so long. So power hours. And again, those are sitting down with intention. And if you can literally block out in your calendar, you just call it power hour if you want, or whatever that goal is, and you block out time for it. When you've made the time and scheduled it, you can Get so much done. This thought, practice makes permanent. How many people have heard this before? So the old adage was practice makes perfect, right? Practice makes perfect. No one's perfect, you guys. And we don't aim for perfect, but practice does make permanent. If you are trying to get into a workout routine, if you do it every day, pretty soon before you know it, you do it every day, right? Because you're practicing that action on a regular basis. And what you want to do is start to train your brain to do the things that you want it to do. And you want to start to permanently put yourself into a successful mindset. And I know many of you here are already in that successful mindset, and I love it. I've enjoyed getting to know you guys over the last weeks and months, and the messages I get and the things that we've interacted with, some of you. I love the energy that this team has already. It's amazing. And I can't wait, if we haven't chatted yet, to get to know more of you soon. So again, I'm going to repeat these three because it's so important. Consistent, focused activity, schedule power hours, practice makes permanent. Write those down. Now, not only are we motivating ourselves, but we do need accountability partnerships. I didn't say accountability partner here for a reason, because it's not just one person, it is a partnership. Okay? Accountability partnerships are a highly effective strategy for goal setting. You'll go through this process with the writing down your goals, working through the obstacles, putting an emotional attachment to it, making your vision board, motivating yourself, practicing makes permanent. And you're going to find someone to check in with. Okay, who is that someone that you're going to check in with? Well, it depends on what your goal is. If it's a workout goal, maybe you have a coach at the gym. It's amazing how these success coaches have, success science has already built into our society. You go to the gym and that exists. You have a coach, not surprising. We don't all have a coach in our everyday life things, but you can be your own coach and you can be someone else's coach. And I think that is just one of the most magical and uplifting things of a collaborative business like network marketing. So in our business, you're going to find a mentor or a community to help keep you on track. And what does this mean? This doesn't mean someone is going to do for you or tell you what to do or tell you you're not doing something. Okay. It's just sometimes you just speaking to someone else and having that conversation to hold yourself accountable is all you need, because you're speaking yourself to your best friend, to your business partner, to, in this case, your sponsor or your upline leader or your community. And that's what we hope to build here too. We're all going to develop different friendships as we collaborate on some of our team trainings and parties over time. And you're going to find people that you really, really connect with. But what I need you to do is make sure you are asking for that accountability. Okay. It's not often that you would have someone reach down and check on you. We would hope that that would happen. But a lot of times people are waiting for you to ask for help. So just know that you can always ask for help. In fact, in this business, we want you to connect and want you to ask, okay? Because together we can do great things. So again, just scheduling your regular intervals to check in and to talk about your progress, okay? I do that with my mentors and many of you here, and it's very, very powerful. I add to this a little bit about the know, like, and trust factor, because when you're speaking to someone about your goals, you want to feel a sense of trust, because you're not going to just open up with someone that you don't know. We hope over time that those relationships build. But more importantly, I want you to know from a team building standpoint and from a leadership standpoint and from posting on social media, okay? And we'll talk about this in other attraction marketing trainings. Know that everything you're posting on social media, people are looking back at, and they are learning how to know, like, and trust you. So just know when you're putting things out there, are you being your best self? Are you spreading good? Are you teaching? Are you helping? And would you be a good accountability partner for someone else? I'm just going to leave the presentation with a quote from Dame Anita Roddick, the founder of our company, The Body Shop. Anita said, "To succeed, you have to believe in something with such a passion that it becomes a reality." I'm going to read that again one more time because it is directly related to so many things that we talked about today. And it is probably going up on my vision board, actually, because I'm feeling so much attachment to this. To succeed, you have to believe in something with such a passion that it becomes a reality. To translate this, it really does matter what you think and what you feel and what you say and what you do, good or bad, that becomes your reality. It also is very important that you find something that you are passionate about and that you're sharing that passion, because that is what people are going to know, like, and trust with you. Okay, with that, I'm going to end the recording and then we can have a little chat.